Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays on YouTube, where I go live around 4 p.m. Central Time. Or outside of my live streams, you can consider joining the Discord I created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. That is a great place for you guys to see what kind of meals that we're eating on our whole food plant-based diet. Today is day 857 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food plant-based salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose 235 pounds so far. I have about 8 months left to go. I'm very excited to finishing up my challenge, reaching my goal weight, and spending the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. If you are struggling with your diet, what's causing your struggles? If you're succeeding, what are you doing to succeed? And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are going to do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Let's go over to this main here. Hello, a bunch of people checking in. Cindy and Christy and Pretty Girl's mom and Ron. Looks like you got the wrong day there, Pretty Girl's mom. It's not weigh-in Wednesday. Tomorrow's weigh-in Wednesday. I see you figured that out, though. But yes, just one day early. You can weigh in today. I weighed in today, too. I weigh in every day just to check my weight. But it's not an official weigh-in day until tomorrow, which I'm hoping to have a more successful weigh-in day tomorrow than I've had in the past couple weeks. Let's see. We'll go ahead and talk about food since yesterday. I did not take any photos of dinner yesterday. I don't know what happened, why I didn't. Oh, no worries, Pretty Girl's mom. I need that extra day to lose some weight, so you're trying to rush me on my weigh-ins. I did not take a photo of dinner last night, but it was one of our regular meals. It was Monday, so it was Mega Veggie Chili Monday. We don't always have Mega Veggie Chili on Monday, but it just seemed like for a while there, that was our go-to on Mondays, or just happened to be that way a couple times. So we started calling it Mega Veggie Monday or Mega Monday. And so I didn't take a photo of it, and it was great. It was perfect recipe. Carrie had all the ingredients that she was needing to have. The last couple times we had not had the bulgur wheat. And Carrie says it was even extra beautiful last night, and we missed taking the photo of it. I am so sorry. Yes, it was extra beautiful. But yeah, we had our Mega Veggie Chili. I could probably go back in my phone and find 100 photos of it. It would probably look exactly like what we had last night. But so yes, yesterday we had Mega Veggie Chili for dinner. And then I did take a photo of our dessert, which I've been enjoying, the cobbler that we've been having at night. This is a big, very actually pretty picture of the cobbler. Carrie was mad at me because I stole her bowl. We have just a couple bowls that are real big like this, or they're almost like the size of a plate, but they're a bowl. But yes, that was the cobbler last night. And then today we had broccoli, and oatmeal, like always. Carrie says it's the bowl she rightfully stole from work. Well, that's because we keep leaving our home bowls at work. So, yes. oatmeal this morning after the broccoli, the savory oatmeal that we always have, and then potatoes and broccoli. I had a big bowl of potatoes and broccoli today, and it was so wonderful. Great big volume of food. It was awesome. So that was food since yesterday. Nothing super fancy, just lots of broccoli, potatoes, some oatmeal, and then a big kind of chili last night, the mega veggie chili that we had. Ron said that you had tacos yesterday, and one of your daughters had to ask if it was Tuesday. You can't have tacos on a Monday. Jeez, you got to have margarita Mondays, right? Or mega Mondays, taco Tuesdays. Who knows what for Wednesday? I'm sure. Wheatgrass shakes or something. Who knows? um, so the so yeah, food since yesterday pretty standard. Been kind of on this kind of continual routine with things, and very happy with where things are going. It Like I kind of mentioned, I got weigh in tomorrow. I'm hoping to actually see a weight loss tomorrow, or at least not see a gain. These past couple weeks, it's just been frustrating to have this kind of upward trend, but it's like I've said throughout this whole process, I have to stick with the consistency. So I'm going to consistently stick to what I'm doing and try to be as consistent as possible with this diet. Hey, Cindy there donated $9.99 through Super Chat. I appreciate it so much. That is amazing, Cindy. We'll have to pick up a few bags of broccoli or a bottle of the California balsamic. Oh, okay. $9.99 so I can go buy my own bowl. There you go. That's awesome. Yes. I'll have to go. Now I can just go steal my own bowl from work. I don't know. Okay, pause off Carrie's bowl. Jeez. Coming to her defense. I'm going to have to stop by Walmart and buy my own bowl. But then she'll be jealous of my new bowl. So then I'll end up having to use that money to buy her a new bowl, and then I will get the old discarded bowl, I think is how it works. Yes, our Tiny Acre said you just got a few more big bowls. Yeah, and it's something that the portions over time do kind of get bigger. Like when I look at that photo from my lunch today, this is a huge bowl. This bowl, you can't get a perspective of it. I've had photos of it with, next to my head. But I do find that I am constantly looking for a bigger bowl when I'm looking through the cupboards at work or when I'm at the cupboards at home. I eat such a large volume of food that a tiny bowl isn't going to satisfy me. I need big bowls. So I find that I use bowls that aren't necessarily serving bowls. Some of the bowls I end up using a lot now are like containers that you would take food in when you go places. Yes, Carrie says our big portions require big bowls. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been really good this past week. Kind of having things level out and being consistent and having things level out. And, that being the plan. That's the plan from the beginning, and it's easy to be consistent at the beginning because generally the weight is going down, especially when I first started. For the first 11 months, I don't think I had a weigh-in that wasn't in the right direction. It wasn't a good way. I had a good weigh-in like every month for the first 11 months, and then you have to start dealing with weigh-ins that are less weight than you were hoping to lose, and then and just continuing on and keeping going, because once things start to change, our mind starts to think that we're failing, and then we're trying to change the plan. And that's when you start doing crazy things. And then that, doing something crazy can cause an unexpected wrench in your diet plans, and like something that, gaining this weight, it's something that comes to my head very quickly is to do a water fast, because I've done water fasting and I've been successful with water fasting and I've seen benefits from water fasting. But I don't want to do a water fast today to try to shake up my weight loss and then have that kind of create an unknown cascade down the line that, makes it difficult to get back on track, or makes it harder for me to get back to being consistent. So I'm going to just continue to be consistent. Our Tiny Acres says that you got through 2 of 6. Did I miss a earlier comment? Let's see. 2 of 6 I got clearly are for either, the bowls you got. Yes, the bowls you got. 2 of the 6 bowls you got are either for a warmed salad, since they aren't microwave safe, and you didn't realize that until you have them at home. That sucks. Yes, I would be frustrated that it's not at being able to use them in the microwave. Are they dishwasher safe if they're not microwave safe too? I don't know. So yeah, that would be annoying. And the other thing, and I guess I feel like I've been preaching this a lot over the past couple of weeks. You don't own a dishwasher. There you go. Not a problem. The changing of my mindset with the dieting, 100% coming into creating this channel. It was about losing weight. It was about not being 520 pounds anymore. And what I'm finding over time is that I've lost a ton of weight, and the diet has helped me lose a ton of weight. But if I'm just trying to lose weight, if all I was holding on to was weight loss, I've already done that. I've already lost 235 pounds. So I have a ton of success under my belt for losing weight. And I'm very close to my, in the whole grand scheme of things, I'm close to what most of my goal weights would ever be, or what the end of this goal weight's going to be. But that is only going to drive me for so long, because the weight is causing these health issues that I'm trying to get away from. And once you lose the weight, you start to lose those health complications or those health issues that you were having. And I think that over time, you kind of forget about it, and you start to let up off the gas. You start to accept your new kind of body and your new form. And I know I'm in better shape right now than I was at 520 pounds. But I'm not dieting for weight loss anymore. I'm dieting for my health. I'm dieting for improving my health, and I'm dieting for increasing my lifespan because of my health. And the weight loss, that part of it is not as big of a focus for me. It's not as concerning as it was when I first started. When I was 520 pounds, being 520 pounds was very concerning, and it should be concerning for anybody that's that heavy. And so now that I'm not 520 pounds, I'm not concerned about those health complications as much. And so you lose a little bit of that drive. And so you have to replace that drive. And what I've replaced that drive with is a drive towards becoming the healthiest version of myself. I was really the unhealthiest version of myself possible. And now, oh, and your message disappeared. That's too bad. But it's it's important to realize that the goals that you have when you first started, those are going to change in like if I didn't change from a weight loss mindset to a health, regaining my health, and maybe I had changed that mindset even before starting this diet, but going from being concerned about weight and being concerned more about being a healthier version of myself is what I feel has been extremely important, and it's kept me driven, and it gives me something to continue to strive for even past my weight goal. Once I get to my weight goal, once I'm 219.8, then I'm going to need something else to drive for. And I could say, okay, now it's going to be 199 or it's going to be 189, or, I could keep moving that weight loss bar. But if my goal is just overall health, just improved health, every choice I make is or improving my health, then that's going to be the best. That's going to create the best overall outcome for me. And that's what I wanted from the beginning, like that's the goal, is to fix my health. So, I don't know how much more I had today. I went really long yesterday, and I'm trying to think, do I have to pick up tonight so I actually can go a little bit longer? If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask me any questions. Because I don't have a whole lot going on. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. Yes. All right. So I got a little bit of time before I got to go. And just trying to think of what did I have? I had some notes. I'm pretty sure if I had it, I don't remember. Just, it's so crazy where I was. If a veggie smoothie would impact weight loss, well, it could possibly impact weight loss. It just depends on how much you're drinking of smoothies and how many total calories you're bringing in because of smoothies. Again, if you're eating a completely fruit plant-based smoothie, then you are going to not be hurting your health by eating the smoothie. So again, just kind of like what I was talking about, it might slow down your weight loss because you're able to bring in more calories, and it takes your body less energy to process that fruit than if you would have just eaten it without blending it. So it could slow down weight loss, but it's versus if you just ate the food, like if you took that same food that you put in your blender and just ate it, I think that it would be more of a weight loss benefit to just eat it whole food. But I think that it's very little difference that you're going to be looking at. And, again, if there's nothing unhealthy in the smoothie, then don't feel bad about eating something that's in it. And so, yeah, Carrie and Cindy both re-asked Ann's question. So yeah, that's, it's every time you're going to be eating, you're going to be making a choice, whether or not the food that you're eating is going to promote weight loss or if it's going to hinder weight loss. And there's going to be a scale with those foods, like There's uh, there's certain foods that are going to really be on the far end of the promoting the weight loss, like the kale and the broccoli and the celery and the super low calorie non-starchy vegetables. And then there is foods on the other end of the spectrum too. Like Carrie says here, a veggie smoothie versus Taco Bell. Yeah, eat the veggie smoothie every time, and eat a veggie smoothie that has the calorie content of the Taco Bell if you want. But I mean, imagine the volume difference between the two. A small taco versus a big smoothie, and you're probably looking at the same calorie content, but you get to have that big volume of it. So yeah, I don't think that it's bad. I think that overall, our Tiny Acre says Doc saying no beans is keeping you away from Taco Bell. Yeah, yeah, because but it's that choice you have to make. If you're gonna go and if it's a green smoothie or Taco Bell, yeah, green smoothie. If it's a green smoothie or eating the fruit and vegetable in a bowl, then eating it in a bowl is going to promote weight loss. But, you also have to make sure you're getting enough calories in as well. And so if you feel like you're eating too few calories, like if you're eating a lot and you're really basing your diet around greens, and so your diet overall is real low calories, like almost like what a raw diet would be, then having a smoothie might allow you to get some more calories, because somebody who's eating a diet where the calorie density is 400 calories or 300 calories per pound, they might get to a point where they're under eating, and so a smoothie would help with that. And Ron here says, you've noticed a lack of chocolate in our recipes. Oh yeah. I just I don't know. I mean, the only chocolate that we ever have we had brownies a lot when we first started this diet. There was a brownie recipe that Carrie had that was SOS. It was black beans, and I think it used maple syrup, and I'm sure it used some sort of chocolate or cacao powder in it. But it's just not something that it's come up much. I don't know. Carrie might be better at it with me, but I don't like. I don't need it, I guess. Yeah, we still indulge on the brownies on special occasions. It feels like it's been forever. And then we tried chocolate and ice cream. But yeah, it just hasn't been what we've been going to. I've been really getting all that sweet cravings. I've been getting it through fruits, like the cobbler that we've been eating now. I've always had lots of apples and oranges and bananas. So yeah, it's just not something that we use a lot of. So, and yeah, I don't know. So we eat lots of other foods, and I do like those brownies though. Do we have any special occasion coming up that we could have the brownies? I'm sure we can figure out something. Cindy says you like the polyphenol from 100% cocoa powder and add it to your morning oatmeal with your frozen cherries. And our Tiny Acre says that they were adding it to their ice cream when they started, and now they really aren't. Carrie said we had spring break. You want to make me brownies for when you guys are gone for spring break? That would be so nice of you. I could throw a party and I could have brownies at the party when you guys leave. So yeah, we got to find a special occasion to make the brownies up. And yeah, celebrate a good weigh-in Wednesday. There we go. now that we're talking about it, we can get it together and we can celebrate a good weigh-in. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Well, and I guess celebrating with food, it goes to that same topic that I talked about yesterday, is that it's okay to celebrate with food. You just have to change the food you're celebrating with. Like, that's the biggest thing that people have to realize with this diet, is that you get to do all the other stuff. I get to eat food like I ate food before, as far as for whatever reason or for whatever occasion or for whatever mood or for whatever, time of day that I want to eat, I get to eat. I just don't get to eat what you would choose to eat before being on this diet. Like, I wouldn't sit there and be excited about my mega veggie chili or my white bean and polenta with mushrooms. Those dishes before wouldn't have excited me, but now they're what I get up for. Just like the dishes I used to get up for before, they just changed. I still have a lot of the same relationships that I had with food before. I just changed who I'm dating. I'm no longer dating the toxic people that are ruining my life. I'm dating the healthy people that are good for me, physiologically and psychologically. And so I just changed my eating pool. I changed the buffet line I go to, but I'm still have that same relationship that I had developed with food over the 40 years of my life. But just by changing the density of the food and changing the food, I've created, a huge improvement in my health. And so just kind of, just gotta realize it that way, that you get to celebrate. If I have a great weigh-in tomorrow, I could go home and I can be like, you know what, I'm eating a second helping of dinner tonight. I'm not going to feel guilty about it, because it's going to be beans and rice and kale and spinach and broccoli. Like, it's not going to be anything that I would ever feel guilty about eating. And it's so much different than how I've dieted before. I've dealt with dieting before, and I really am amazed at how much different the mindset is with the diet, and how satisfying it is. And really, it feels like it's so many of those slogans that all these other diet companies talk about, like hashtag no exercise or hashtag no diet or hashtag whatever, like just like all of the things that there's a specific phrasing that I'm trying to grasp in my head, and I'm having a hard time grasping it. It doesn't feel like a diet, like it doesn't feel like a diet, because you get to eat what you want when you want. It's just not what me 3 years ago wanted. It's what I want today. You just got to change your preference, and it's doable. Ron here says, celebrate by eating slowly and really tasting the food. You personally have a tendency to eat too fast. Yes, I love it when I realize that I'm eating too fast and I slow down. And the salads that we've been eating, when I haven't been putting any dressing on them, that just kind of forces me to slow down, and it really allows me to taste every bit of the carrot and the cucumber and the spinach and the onion and the red pepper and everything that's actually in the dish, because I slow down and I chew it up and I actually get the flavor. Our Tiny Acres, you said you started celebrating with smaller clothing, and your mom told you it was great to see you without baggy clothes. Yes, my mom is the same way every time. I'm wearing a shirt that actually fits me now. It's definitely a comment that gets made, which is fine. It's it's great. But yes, and it's noticeable. Like I notice it too. Like today, the shirt I'm wearing is super baggy. This is a 4XL. The sleeve starts about halfway down my bicep, so it's a super baggy shirt. But the shirt I wore yesterday was, or even the shirt I wore a 2X the other day, like outside the house, which was crazy. Um, and it feels different and it feels really good. It does feel good to have clothing that is so small and have it fit much better too. And our 10 acre says it really felt good to see your doctor's face when she saw you after 8 months. That's awesome. Yeah, those are great kind of little victories that you can have. And with the doctors, you wonder how often they see people, have victory and what kind of success they see overall. Carrie says, when people ask about it, you always ask if they ever stuck to a diet forever. Yeah. Oh, if they ever stuck to a diet for over 2 years, that's something that I'm really sticking to, or I'm really um, been interested in finding, because so when I started this channel, it's not maybe a unique idea to say I want to start recording my weight loss progress. I think there's a lot of people out there that say they want to record their weight loss progress. And when I started, I paid attention to some other people that were kind of starting similar channels to mine at the same time, or people that maybe had channels that had been going for a little while. And none of those channels are around anymore. Like there was a couple of them that very early on I kind of watched and was like, this is crazy. You think you're going to film yourself doing a video every day, you're going to work out twice a day, you're going to do cardio, you're going to eat under 1,200 calories, and you're going to do all this crazy stuff, and then they kind of fizzle out very quickly, and that's what I wanted to avoid. That's why for me it was always about the time. It's been about the 3-year challenge, because I didn't want to, fizzle out. And I did do a crazy thing with the water fasting at the beginning, obviously, and it would have been very easy for me to fizzle out with that. But I got fortunate that I kind of went the direction that I went. Excuse me. And it's it's so, but yeah, it's like I keep trying to find people that are doing something like this and are on day 800 or week 100, and that are not haven't like changed the shift of their channel. Like they start off with weight loss and then they start turning into like a family kind of channel or doing something different because their weight loss isn't as successful, or they're not focusing on it as much anymore because of like I said earlier, once you get a little bit of that weight off, your mind starts to free up. Your mind, because your mind was so stressed about that weight. And once you get, that first 50 pounds off, and your brain's like, oh my God, we don't have to worry about that stroke as much anymore. We don't have to worry about that diabetes as much anymore. We don't have to worry about this as much anymore, just because you got some of the weight off. And so then once you get some of that weight off, then it's not as dire. You're not about to die because of your weight. So you allow other parts of your life to take over, and you start putting your weight loss on the back burner again. And that was something that I wanted to avoid, and why I didn't want to do, crazy amount of content and crazy amount of working out. And I didn't want to commit my time really any greater than I was already committing it to the food. Like if, because yeah, I just was trying to figure it out. And so our tiny acres, she said it was great seeing your doctor. And then they weighed you in July, you were 320, you lost 60 pounds. That's amazing. You're almost 60 pounds down since you were at the end of July. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm sure your doctor was super happy to see that. I mean, and it's a huge part of your body too. I mean, that was almost 20% of your body weight that you got rid of there. So that's amazing. There you go. Well, so you say your name will fit you more. It depends on where you put the comma in your name, right? Anyways, is it the pretty girl that you're the mom of, or are you the pretty mom of girls? I've always been confused. So I've always assumed it's just both. That's what I've always assumed. So, so that's awesome. Congratulations on that weight loss, and you will eventually fit the name, right? Even more. Let's see. Our Tiny Acres, you thought about putting your journey on your channel, but it was already a garden, truck, and bicycle channel. Yeah, and that's something where, that's what people have to decide. I mean, and people pop up new channels all the time, and they create channels for different types of content. There's different things that I've talked about that I'd love to do as content, but it wouldn't really fit with this channel. And so, yeah, it's something where I think people, they have also kind of, I don't care if anybody I love that you guys watch me, but when I started this channel, it wasn't to get to having 1,500 followers or 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers. It wasn't for that drive. It was for the accountability of it. And so I think a lot of these people that start these weight loss channels, they want to lose the weight. They also want to create these huge channels, these big, huge channels. And I kind of went in with less of an ego than that, I guess. I would absolutely love for this channel to blow up and for my message to get out there and share this channel, like and comment, do all that stuff. I want you to do those things. But this was an accountability platform, and it's also like I wanted it to be a playbook. Like I have hundreds and hundreds of videos at this point on my channel that show my process of losing the weight. A lot of times there's people that start the channel and they've already lost the weight. And so they have that before and after kind of picture that they kind of can show and say, hey, this is what I've done. Or people, they start off new, like I started off new, but the goal for me and what I've said in the past is that when I mentioned the accountability, and it's not just accountable in this like present moment with you guys, with the way YouTube is set up, the stuff that I put on here stays on the YouTube platform as long as YouTube wants it to let it stay on this platform. And so my hope is that I do this 3-year project, and 2 years down the line, somebody stumbles upon my channel and says, hey, let me look at this guy at the beginning. Let me look at him at the end. What did he do? And then there's a huge amount of content in between for people to go back and look and see kind of how I succeeded or how I did what I was going to do. And so it wasn't so much like trying to get all kinds of people to watch me now. It's about, hey, I'm going to get that before and after photo, and I'm going to be able to post that before and after photo. And then people are going to go, how did he do that? And I'm going to be able to go, well, look at this YouTube channel. This is how I did it. So I think that that's another thing that people sometimes confuse what their goal is with starting a YouTube channel. Um and so for me it was definitely more of just to get information out there. I can't see that picture. You're a mom. Oh, a pretty a cat. Okay, there we go. Oh, the cat is in your picture. I see now. Yes. Thanks, Rebecca. Yes, we try to support each other. You are talking to I don't know. I'm lost on the chat. Let me try to get caught up here. Let's see. Thank you, Cindy. My channel's accountability to me, but inspiration to others. Yes, I hope it inspires others. Yes, Carrie says it does feel awesome to be on the same page, working towards the same goal. That doesn't always happen in a relationship, so we are happy that I finally relented and decided to do something about my health, and Carrie was already there waiting for me to say, let's do something. So, yes, it's a mutual support system. And Our Tiny Acre says, your husband is supportive in the house, but he still eats junk outside of the house. Tell him to quit. Knock that stuff off. Tough. I understand. I get it, and depending on how that affects their health, if they're a healthy weight, it's hard to kind of argue that with people. The only thing that I would argue is kind of, again, what I've talked about here, you're making an opportunity cost choice. You're choosing to eat something that is a little bit unhealthy. It's the other kind of side of that myth of moderation. A little bit of something unhealthy isn't healthy. It's a little bit of cigarette smoke is not healthy. A little bit of a poison is not healthy. And so these foods that we eat that are processed and they have these chemicals in them, we make that choice. We say, I'm going to give up that little bit of health for that extra taste pleasure I'm going to get from it. But yeah, I know it's tough. But yeah, it's awesome that he is supportive inside the house. And that's really where it is the most important to the overall success. You got to have a clean house, because you can make arrangements to avoid, going into convenience stores or running into food a lot outside of your home. But in your home, at least for us, if our house wasn't full of wonderful foods for us to eat, then it would be much more difficult to stick to this diet. Let's see. He's only got a small belly. Yes, he moves so much more. He works it off, and it's, and so it's a tough conversation to try to get somebody to change if they don't have anything that is, like I said, you just got to push that health issue. You just got to be like, it's fine. It's somebody's running with race fuel and somebody's running with some gas that's contaminated with some diesel or something. Who knows? Yeah, no, I figured it out. So, yeah, I think I was able to stretch this one for a bit. I appreciate you guys following along and participating on the conversation, being part of the channel and pushing me along. It really does help me, and also hopefully it helps people down the line. You guys asking me these questions and me answering these questions, maybe somebody who's watching this 5 years from now has that same question, and because you guys asked it, it got answered. And so I appreciate you guys participating and being here, and everybody that makes comments after the fact. That helps a ton, gives me ideas of things to talk about, advice on things I can adjust, things like that too. So I appreciate that. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon, click on the bell icon. If you've not liked this video, hit the thumbs up and comment down below. What choices do you make that are healthier than the alternative choice? What do you choose to eat as opposed to what you would have eaten before? And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. There's nobody that gets to their goals, looks back, and wishes they would have waited. So get started right now. You guys all have a great evening.